A Jeff Harding, independent owner broker. Wanted to take a moment to talk to you guys tonight about Main Street lead gen. Um, it's a system, lead generation system that I came up with about 8 years ago by accident, if I'm being completely honest. I'd like to take the time to tell you about it. It has worked incredibly well for me. Um, I went from being a solo independent broker to having two firms in two markets with 17 agents that all do in advance of 50 transactions a year. 13 of them do over 100. Um, our system of lead generation, I set these campaigns up with local businesses to support local businesses, and that is how it started. I had a friend of mine who him and his wife used me as their agent, and we sold their home and they purchased another one. So we had two transactions back to back. I made about $24,000 in commissions on them, and I wanted to do something nice for them. They were friends of mine. They owned a locally owned radio station. And out of the 8 or 9 stations in our market, they were the only one that was an independent, locally owned station. All the others were part of a corporate network. Um, and their genre was 80s and 90s. I mean, they kind of had the Gen X thing going. So I had bought a couple $1,000s worth of advertising from them for a couple of months and was running some ads. And I was in Las Vegas at a meeting, and I noticed Aerosmith was doing a 90-day residency, playing for 90 days. They had 76 concerts in 90 days, so it gives you an idea of how much they were playing. Almost 5 nights, 6 nights a week, they had a concert. And right next to where they were playing, I was staying at a hotel. It was a really, really nice hotel, the Luxor, shaped like a pyramid, had a king suite towards the top. And I went and asked the manager, hey, if I had a contest where I gave away, a weekend in Vegas, if I promoted your hotel and had pictures of it and stuff on the entry page, if I paid you for a night, would you give me 2 nights for free? And he said, absolutely. I was a little surprised by that. So he gave me emailed me their logo and pictures of the hotel and whatnot. And I went and bought two front row seats to an Aerosmith concert, front and center, for about $350 a piece. Bought a couple backstage passes so whoever won this package could go meet Steve and Tyler and the band. I looked up to see what Allegiant Airlines was round trip to Vegas and back from our city was only like $189 a person. And most of you know that wherever you're at here in the United States or Canada, to fly round trip to Vegas is pretty cheap. So the ultimate concert giveaway: two front row seats to Aerosmith, two backstage passes, round trip airfare on Allegiant Airlines, and 3 nights at the Luxor in Vegas. I came back, talked to John, talked to his wife, and I said, hey, you guys do a morning show every morning. You guys have a cult following. These people love you. And you're the only locally owned station in town. I want to do something where you can thank your listeners and do something special for them. Let's have the ultimate concert giveaway. And he says, oh, okay. How was that going to work? I says, so I told him two front row seats to Aerosmith, all that. They were blown away. I had spent $1,450 on this package. And I created, I'm going to show you here, a splash page or an entry page. I had a service where you pay about $100 a year, and I can design all the pages I want where you can enter a contest. Okay. So we got Aerosmith's logo up top, the Allegiant jet, the Luxor pool, um, name, email, and phone. All right. But I also asked two other questions. Are you looking to buy or sell a home in the next 6 months? And would you like to know what your home is worth in today's market? I didn't know how many people would actually click that, but I made it so that you had to answer yes or no to those in order to enter. You couldn't just enter the three fields of name, email, and phone and not answer those. The enter button wouldn't come up and appear if you didn't enter those. And you'll notice I put the winner will be notified by phone and email. So I took away any incentive to not give me truthful information when it's your email or phone. I mean, if I'm going to send you to Vegas to see Aerosmith in the front row, you'd probably like to know if you won, right? If you give me a fake email and phone and I can't get a hold of you, I'll draw somebody else. So that held people to the honest part of giving me truthful information. I also said your information will not be shared with outside parties. Well, I've got my little logo down here in the corner. So by default, I'm really legally not an outside party. I'm part of this promotion. But what we've done here is I'm planting a tree that's going to nurture a local business. Okay. My goal was to expand their social media following and give them an opportunity to thank their listeners by having this contest. So John and his wife talk about this on the air the next morning and say, hey, we're giving away the ultimate concert giveaway. Somebody's going to get to go to Vegas, 2 round trip tickets to Vegas, 3 nights at the Luxor in a king suite, front row seats to see Aerosmith, and backstage passes to meet the band. This is the concert of a lifetime. You can enter for free by clicking this link. This is our way of thanking all of you for supporting us. We are a local business, and we wouldn't be where we're at today if it wasn't for your support. And in that first week, they had 4,000 or so followers, I think. In that first week, they had a lot of people click that link. And every day he's posting on Facebook, thanks for everybody who's joined the contest so far. If you haven't, click the link and join, yada, yada. And every day, more and more people joined. Now, I have this entry page tied and linked to my CRM, okay? Keep in mind, I'm an independent solo agent by myself, okay? The first day, like 480 people joined the contest. The next day was like 260. The next day was 300 and some. I mean, it's just crazy, right? It's just taken off. And we were going to run this for 60 days and then draw a winner. Or it was 45 days. I can't remember offhand. But anyways, if they would answer yes that they were looking to buy or sell in the next 6 months, it automatically would, my phone would go off saying, hey, somebody just dropped in your CRM that's looking to buy or sell in the next 6 months. Now, this is critical to the success of this lead gen system. I had asked John if somebody were to click yes that they were going to buy or sell in the next 6 months, if I call them right away, is it okay if I thank them on your behalf for supporting your business and joining the contest and all that? He says, absolutely, Jeff. You tell them me and Heidi are thankful that they joined the contest. You thank them on our behalf, all that. So, first person that enters that says they're going to buy or sell a home, I call them up. I don't call them right away, right? I don't want to be creepy about it. But I wait a few hours, and then I call them up and I say, hey, Bill, this is Jeff Harding. And I'm with Sunny Radio. And I just wanted to thank you for joining our Aerosmith Ultimate Concert giveaway. I noticed you just joined, and I wanted, John and Heidi wanted me to thank you on their behalf for supporting their locally owned radio station. It's so important that we support them as a locally owned business. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I love John and Heidi. I listen to their show every morning. They're awesome. I love Sunny Radio." And I'm like, "Well, that's awesome. That's cool, Bill." I also got to tell you, I'm a broker and own a local business myself. I was John and Heidi's realtor. I own Northern Home Registry Real Estate. And I noticed you clicked yes, that you're looking to buy or sell a home in the next 6 months. I got to ask you, Bill, are we losing you? Are you moving out of our area? Or are you upsizing or downsizing? What's going on? And he's like, "Oh man, both of our kids are in college now, and we just don't need a 5 bedroom home anymore. We've been looking at those slab on grade, really nice luxury uh, ranches over in so and so division." And I'm like, "Oh, I drove through that last week and saw those homes. Man, those are nice." And he goes, "Oh yeah, they got granite countertops, triple garage, and they're so nice." He's just yabbing away. I said, "What about your home now? You're going to be selling it. What part of town is it on?" He's telling me all about his home now. And you know why he's doing this? Because I walked out of the cold call forest forever when I asked John if I call him, if I call somebody who says yes to wanting to buy or sell a home, can I thank them on your behalf? And he said, absolutely. Okay. So when I call somebody and say, "Hey, Bob, this is Jeff," if I said, "This is Jeff with Northern Home Real Estate," he'd say, "Who?" But when I say, "Hey, this is Jeff calling you on behalf of Sunny Radio," he knows Sunny Radio. He listens to them every morning on the way to work. He follows them on Facebook. That's how he found the link to join the contest. He's already a raving fan of this business. So I'm not a stranger. When I call him up and say, "This is Jeff Harding, and I'm calling with Sunny Radio to thank you for joining the Ultimate Concert Giveaway," he's all warm to that, right? By the time we're talking about his house, I'm sitting on his couch with my feet up on his coffee table, basically, while he's telling me all about what he's going to do because I'm not a stranger. I didn't have to make 50 calls and get hung up on before I found somebody to talk to me. I didn't have to grovel for his time. I started out somebody he was familiar with because I'm with Sunny Radio. And because I'm partnering with a business and promoting that business in a giveaway, I'm taking fans that are already their fans, okay? And I'm not creating a funnel here that says, "Hey, for the first 20 people that trickle into my funnel and come to my first time home buyers class on Thursday night, I'll get free pizza for you," and then trickles in a couple of people to go to that. No, I bait this funnel, this campaign, I call it, and I aim it in a direction with a lot of homeowners, a Gen X radio station, average listener age 35 to 65, likely homeowners, not college students. Okay. If I would have picked a hip hop genre radio station or something like that, I could get a lot more younger people who simply don't own homes. They're still wanting to go see Aerosmith maybe, but it ain't going to work. I got to find a business that has something to do with likely homeowners because of the genre or the association there. And then I bait the funnel with front row seats to Aerosmith, backstage passes, free airline tickets, and 3 nights at the nicest swimming pool in Vegas. I don't get people trickling into this funnel. They come running, they trample each other to get into this funnel. And I'm doing it to support the local business. Okay. Again, I planted a tree not to grow leads for me. I planted the tree to nurture the radio station and increase their social media following and let them be the heroes and give away a product that I paid for. And they get to give it to their fans and customers and listeners as a thank you for supporting them. Okay. And everybody who comes to that tree to help that radio station who's going to take a bite, before they can take a bite, they got to tell me if they're a buyer or a seller in the next 6 months, and they got to tell me if they'd like to know what their home's worth in today's market. Now, if we're going to be straightforward, not everybody who's going to buy or sell in the next 6 months is going to click yes. Okay. Some of them might have a friend who's a real estate agent, whatever, and they just say, I'm just going to say, no, I don't need anybody calling me. But I'll tell you what, the ones that say yes, they aren't lying. Nobody makes that up. If they click yes there, it's because they are buying or selling in the next 6 months. Okay. And when I call them, I'm not a cold call. The day I started this system, I've never made a cold call again. And that was 8 years ago. I have ran over 120 of these campaigns with 120 different businesses. And I have fed more leads to my 17 agents than they can possibly process. And I'm going to show you what that looks like here in these results. Again, I was by myself, one agent. The funnel cost $1,450 for the Aerosmith Lifetime Concert Giveaway. Contest duration, we ran the contest for 60 days. Sonny's following was 4244 on Facebook. When they ended, they were 8972. So we more than doubled their Facebook following. And I'm going to tell you how we did that in just a moment. 6,467 entries in that contest. I generated 241 requests to know what their home was worth in today's market. I got 241 CMA requests. 52 people indicated they were going to buy or sell in the next 6 months. Over the following 90 days, I gleaned 7 transactions from this. Okay. I had 2 couples that both sold and bought. So there was 4 transactions. And then I had 2 sellers and 1 buyer on top of that. 7 transactions at an average of about $15,400 per transaction. And I spent $1,450 on this. Not only do I not only have 7 transactions in 90 days, how many am I going to glean from that point on from this? Because I now have 6,467 people in my CRM to market to and drip to. Okay. Now, how we promoted this, John, the first week was putting on his Facebook, thanks everybody who's joined so far. If you haven't, here's the link. Join the contest. Somebody's going to go to Aerosmith, yada, yada. The second or third week, he started saying, notice we're giving away 2 tickets. In the comments of this post, tag the friend you're going to take with you. And if your friend comes and likes our Facebook page and clicks the link to enter the contest, we're going to enter you in a second time and double your chances to win. Now you've got everybody who's joined the 1,000 or so that first week, all tagging their friends, and their friends are screaming into the funnel now. And their friends are liking Sonny's Facebook page and increasing their following. And that's the point here. John never said in a Facebook post, Jeff Harding from Northern Home Real Estate's giving away this concert giveaway. It wasn't about me. It was about him and his wife and their locally owned business. That's who we're promoting. Everybody who runs into the funnel, as they walk through the door, gets a tattoo on their head that says, I'm a buyer or I'm not a buyer. I'm a seller or I'm not a seller. I want to know what my home's worth or I don't. And that is what made this work. That's where everybody else in our industry is dropping the ball. Okay. People say, brokers tell me all the time, I work with local businesses. I lift them up. I support them, but I try to make their fans my fans. And it's just, I'm not that successful at it. I'm tattooing them as they come into the door and they're screaming through the entrance because I baited this with something they want. Okay. I'm not trying to attract 20 people to a home buyers class. I'm trying to attract 10,000 people to the front row of Aerosmith. And that is what I did here. I didn't realize I'd get this much of a response. Remember, I'm a one solo agent, right? 6,467 entries. I just shoved that into my CRM in 2 months. Okay. 241 people want me to do a CMA. How many of them can you do in a day? Five, six? I mean, how in the heck am I as a solo agent going to do that, right? I got 52 people that I got to try to call and figure out if I can get them to list with me. And when I got seven of them, truth is, I should have had about 15 of them. But I was one person. I was kind of panicking at this point. I had created a monster. So the next step is to see, is this a fluke? Can I scale this down? Do I need to send them to Aerosmith in Vegas? What if I had a smaller budget? Could I get less numbers and still be productive, right? So I find Josephine's Floral. It's a boutique floral shop in our town. She's been open for about 8 years and they specialize in weddings and all kinds of stuff. She's just a wonderful lady. I made this entry page right here, the contest entry page, in 3 minutes. I took her logo and a background picture of floral stuff and created the questions. Are you going to buy or sell? Yada, yada, the name, email, phone. I threw this together in 3 minutes. And I walk into her shop and I say, is the owner here? And she says, yeah, it's me. And I said, I'm a locally owned business. I'm a real estate broker and I'm not part of a giant franchise. My ability to be successful really depends on my own integrity and my own people's opinions of me. And I got to tell you, I was reading through your reviews. It is amazing how many people talk about how much they love your business. I can't find anybody saying anything bad about it. How long have you been here? And she's like, oh, she's blushing. She says, thank you so much. I've been here 8 years and I love doing this. And our customers are so great and yada, yada. She's got 1,200 and some people following her on Facebook. Okay. I show her I tell her how I help local businesses by promoting them. And I just think her shop is so great and her story is so great that I'd like to look at I said, I noticed you have like 1,200 and some people on Facebook. I'd like to try to like increase that to like by at least 50%, you know, maybe even get it close to 2,000 people in our community that know about you and follow you. And the way I'd like to do that is I'm not asking you to pay me anything or give me anything. I'm going to buy a $250 gift certificate from you. I'll pay you cash right now for it. I'm not asking for a deal. But instead of me giving it away, I think you give it away. You can post on Facebook, hey, as a way of thanking all of our customers and the people that support us for holding up our local business for 8 years. We're going to have a great giveaway. And this was the first week of January. I said, we can run this for 30 days. And you can put on there, you guys buy dinner, you buy the jewelry, we'll take care of the flowers. This is going to be a Valentine's giveaway. It's our way of thanking our customers. Somebody's going to win this. Nothing about me, no mention of me at all, right? And I said, so I'll give you $250 today for a gift certificate, not asking for a discount. I'll put this online so that you can put the link on your Facebook and every couple days say thanks to everybody who's joined. By the way, here's the link if you haven't joined yet. Somebody's going to win this great deal and you get to be the hero who gives it away. But also, what I'm going to do is when we get like a week into this, I have 6,500 people who joined our last contest and supported a local business that I'm going to tell about Josephine's. I'm going to send them all an email with the link to your Facebook page and say, you guys should go there and like her page and join the contest. The link will be there on her Facebook page. And we'll see how many of my fans we can turn into your fans. And she's like, oh man, that would be so cool. I said, it costs you nothing, nothing. I'm paying you $250 so you can be the hero and give away a gift to your customers. And we're going to increase your Facebook following and we're going to get it so that it's easier for you to be successful as a locally owned business because you're going to be marketing to more people now. And it's not going to cost you anything. And she's like, man, that would just be so great. So we do that for 30 days. My funnel cost is $250. I'm still one agent. I've been 250 bucks. We began with 1,282 people following her. We ended with 2,144. I grew her following on social media by 75%. We had 1,395 people enter the contest. 51 of them wanted to know what their home was worth. And 18 of them indicated they were going to buy or sell in 6 months. And three of those I turned into transactions over the next 3 months. Off of a $250 funnel, I found out, or I came up with three transactions. Now, I don't know where you're buying leads right now, but if I taught everybody in this industry how to do this, Zillow, Sync, Realtor.com, they'd all go out of business. They'd be done. They don't care about us. They don't care about our industry. They only want to profit. They are ruining this industry for us. These lead pimps have no interest in seeing you be successful. They want your money, and that's it. That's it. I'm going to teach you this system here on how to outperform what they can do at a fraction of the cost. Okay. I'm one agent, and in 30 days, I got 51 people wanting to know what their home's worth. How many of those can I turn into transactions? Even if I don't do it in the first 90 days in the coming year. I got three. The truth is over the following year, that may be eight or nine, you know. 18 people indicated they wanted to buy or sell. I got three of them. I was by myself. Okay. Now, I've shown I can do this system at a big scale. I've shown now that I can do it at a little one. I'm in business. This isn't a fluke. I know this is working. I've got this figured out. And I told Josephine, when I call somebody who says they'd like to buy or sell, can I thank them on your behalf? And she's like, absolutely. So when I called up and say, hey, Joanne, I noticed this is Jeff Harding calling you on behalf of Josephine's Floral. And I was just talking to Josephine. We noticed you had entered the contest to support her local business. She's got a Valentine's contest. We're giving away $250 gift certificate. Wanted to wish you luck and wanted to thank you for supporting her local business and being a fan. And she's like, oh, I love Josephine's Floral. We hired them to do the flowers for my daughter's wedding 2 years ago, and I just love going there. She is such a beautifully nice woman, and yada yada. I'm not a stranger on this call. Okay. This woman is happy to hear from me. Okay. And at that point, I say, also, Joanne, I own Northern Home Real Estate, and I noticed that you had indicated you're looking to buy or sell your home in the next 6 months. I got to ask, are you planning on moving out of the area, or are you staying here and upsizing, downsizing? What's spurring your want to buy or sell? And she's warmed up to me. I'm not a stranger. We're both huge fans of the same thing. So she's like, oh man, I tell you, my husband got a promotion, and I don't want to sell the business, so we're going to keep the business here, but we're going to be buying a second home uh, up up in a certain area out where he's going to be working, and we're going to be moving back and forth between the two. But in order to make that work, we have to downsize here. And I'm like, okay, so you need to sell a home here, buy something to replace it, and then you're looking at buying a home in a different market. And she's like, yes. I'm like, I can do that. Okay. I can help you with that. So the next thing I want to figure out is if I do this, can I aim the system at a business that is more likely to have a higher percentage of homeowners? And so at this time, I went out and hired 7 agents because I got so many CRM contacts and people to work. I can't do this alone. Plus, I realize that I'm starting a firm based on this system. I've got something going that nobody else is doing. No one in my market's doing this. And if I could provide agents with 500 CRM entries every month, if I could provide each agent with 30 to 50 CMA requests every month to work, and if I could provide them with 10 to 20 people every month that say they're looking to buy or sell in the next 6 months, they aren't going anywhere. Nobody on earth is giving their agents that. Nobody is. Okay. And I hired 7 agents. So found fireplace professionals. Now, at this point, in my email that I sent out to everybody who entered the Aerosmith contest and asked them to support Josephine and her business and go like her on Facebook and enter the contest there, those 6,500 people, I also told them, by the way, if you own a locally owned business or a family member or friend does, have them get a hold of me. I'd love to partner with them next month and promote their business or your business. It costs you nothing. I will increase your Facebook following by at least 50%, and I will whatever you give away, you get to be the hero to give something away. I'm going to buy it from you, full retail. I'll pay you cash for it, and you get to be the hero and give it away. Nobody says no to this. I started getting businesses getting a hold of me, and this was one of them. So I go ahead and talk to them and said, hey, you got a hold of me. I think this is a great match because you sell fireplaces. Who buys fireplaces? Not people who rent apartments. Homeowners buy fireplaces. So we set up the contest. They're also into the outdoor kitchen stuff, the Traeger grills, the Viking stoves out on the deck, the granite countertops out on the deck and quartz. All this outdoor kitchen area stuff is a huge fad now. They were just getting into it, okay? They're the biggest Traeger grill dealer in this market. So I went and said, I'm going to pay you $1,500 for a Traeger grill. I'll pay you cash right now. I'm not asking you for a discount. You get to be the hero and give it away. I'll be the one who pays for it. And all you got to do is write on Facebook every other day, thanks to everybody who supported our locally owned business. Without you, we wouldn't be where we're at now. As a way of thanking you, we're giving away a Traeger grill. Here's the link to enter. Okay. And we ran that for, I don't remember if it was 30 or 45 days. We'll find out on the next screen. But we're looking at a business that has a higher percentage of people that walk in that door own a home. Okay. And other businesses that would be similar to that, a hot tub company, a pool and spa place. Who buys swimming pools and hot tubs? Not apartment owners, not renters. Okay, it's homeowners buy that stuff. So, 8 agents, myself included. I just fed the other 7 everything. It was $1,465 for that Traeger grill. We ran this contest for a month. They started out with 1,645 followers. They ended up with 38.75. Okay. We had 2,645 people entered that contest in 1 month to win that Traeger grill. Notice the higher percentage of CMA requests showing that we've got homeowners here. Aerosmith was 6,500 people entered, and I had 240 CMA requests. Here I've got way less than half of that, 2,600 people, and yet I got 226 of these entries wanting to know what their home's worth in today's market. We hit a jackpot here by finding a business that caters to home owners, okay? 64 of them indicated they were going to buy or sell in the next 6 months. 12 transactions we gleaned from this over 90 days. Now, think about that. 7 agents, not myself, the other 7, each one of them had about 40 people, I'm sorry, about 35 people wanting to know what their home's worth. Each one of them had about, oh, 8 people indicating they're going to buy or sell in the next 6 months. And out of those 7 agents, they gleaned 12 transactions off of a $1,465 bait on this funnel. Okay. So now we're starting to see that it does make a difference what business you partner with. If I partnered with a pizza place and said you get a free pizza every week for a year and gave away 56 pizzas for $750, 3/4 of people that enter are going to be college kids. I mean, they aren't homeowners, right? We've got to find the right businesses, and we got to find ones that have a Facebook following, and they got to be locally owned, non-franchise businesses. I'm supporting local businesses here. Franchises don't let their owners enter contests with other companies. They have rules against that. You can't buy a mower from Ace Hardware and partner with the guy who owns the local Ace Hardware and give away a mower. Ace Hardware corporate won't let him do that. Okay. So we want to find locally owned businesses that aren't franchises. Now, one of the people that got a hold of me was named Jay Dodge. For over 40 years, this guy owned a specialty, Sun and Fun Specialty Sports. Very techie sporting goods store, okay? Not golf clubs, not batting gloves, kayaks, high-end hiking gear, snowboarding, snow skiing, cycling, high-end bicycles, running, shoes like Brooks, Hoka, and high-end camping stuff, rock climbing gear. I mean, they aren't cheap. They aren't the Walmart of sporting goods stores. But they've been there for 40 years and they got a cult following and everybody loves them. And everybody who walks in that front door every day knows that owner by first name. They love this place. You read his 1,000+ reviews he has online, everybody loves him. Okay. This is the perfect business here. But I wanted to figure out, can I do something for this business other than just grow their Facebook following and let them be the hero and give something away? Is it possible I could help them understand their customers better and create a pathway to market to them? Because right now, he's got, almost 8,000 or 6,000 people that follow Sun and Fun on Facebook, right? But that's just a number. That's just a stat. He don't know their names. He don't know their email addresses or phone numbers. He doesn't know what they like to do. He doesn't even know what they come into his store for. Okay? So when I ask them for a name, email, phone, and then the same 2 questions, are you looking to buy or sell, and would you like to know what your home's worth? I also say, what activities are you passionate about? Kayaking, hiking, snowboarding, snow skiing, cycling, running, camping. Okay? They can pick whatever they want to off of there, however many they want. And until they've filled everything out, they can't enter. And I'm giving away 2 Perception kayaks, conduit 12-foot kayaks with Kevlar paddles and 2 life jackets. So I spent about $1,500 on this setup, okay? And we've got these 2 kayaks in the corner of the store right where you walk in with a big QR code there that says win this kayak package. And when you hit it with your phone, what does it do? It takes you right to this sign up page. Name, email, phone. Yes or no? Yes or no? What do you like to do? Click, 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 click. Enter. You can enter this thing in 45 seconds. Click the QR code, fill it out, done. Cost them nothing. I bought the kayaks. I'm not only going to grow their Facebook here, I'm going to do something else. On the back side of this, well, let's go over the results first, real quick. I sent 3 agents to a different market because we opened up a second location. And so I have 4 agents I'm feeding right now with this. And the funnel cost was $1,650 for the 2 kayaks, paddles, and life jackets. We ran it for 45 days. Now, again, they've been in business for 40 years. The day Facebook started, they opened an account. Okay. So their end following was 10,872. I basically grew their following by about 40%. Okay. 5,941 people entered this contest. 186 wanted to know what their home was worth in today's market. 104 of them indicating they were going to buy or sell in 6 months. These 4 agents cleaned 13 transactions in a 45-day contest that they sold over 90 days. Okay. But what happened here was 5,941 people not only entered my CRM, I brought Jay a thumb drive of 5,941 people that when he plugged it into his computer, it dumped them all into an Excel spreadsheet, had all their contact info, and it showed who liked what. So now in November, when he gets his new snow skis and new snowboards in, he can look on there and say, here's 2,254 people who clicked that they like snow skiing or snowboarding. I can email them directly. We got our new inventory in for this coming snowboarding, snow skiing season. Come in this Saturday, mention you saw the ad, and you'll get 10% off. Thanks so much for supporting our locally owned business, yada, yada, yada. If Sun and Fun Specialty Sports is going to sponsor a 10K run for some charity, they can go on and look and see, 844 people in our fan base here love to run. They click that as a hobby, something they're passionate about. So I'm sending out 844 emails right now saying, wanted to let you know we are proud to be the main sponsor at uh, the whatever cancer charity fund run, 10K run this Saturday. For all of our supporters that love and support Sun and Fun Specialty Sports, if you show up and race this weekend and run in the race and help us support this fundraiser, we're going to knock $20 off of a $100 purchase. Just let us know that you ran in the race and bring us your registration deal. So he can now direct market to 5,941 people because everything his business does, he knows what they want and like. They aren't just people who follow him on Facebook. They're people he knows what they like now and can market to. If he hired a PR firm to come in and figure that out and do that work for him, he would have paid him $20,000 easily. And I don't even know if they could do it that well. I did it for him for free. I not only let him be the hero and give away $1,600 worth of kayaks, I not only let him grow his Facebook by 40%, okay, I helped him realize who his customers are and how to market to them. I made his business stronger, okay? So now we know we can aim it, we can make it big, we can make it small, depending on if we have a team or if we're a solo agent or we got a huge team, we can build a funnel as big as we want to, okay? And I'm going to tell you a little bit about one of the deals that I did. I wanted to target luxury lake homes in northern Minnesota where one of our markets were. Now, for those of you who don't know, in northern Minnesota, you put your dock in at the end of every winter when the lake thaws out, and late fall you take it out. before it freezes up. And what you don't do that yourself, you probably called the marine dealer who you bought the dock from. Okay. You have them on speed dial. Everybody who owns a luxury lake home in this region of 800 lakes is that within 50 miles of this marine dealer. Okay. 800 lakes. It's the land of 10,000 lakes. There is 800 of them within 50 miles, and there's a ton of luxury lake homes on these places. Okay. So everybody who follows them on Facebook and everybody who's a fan of this marine dealer, they bought their $80,000 wakeboard boat from them. You better believe they're on a religious communication basis with this marine dealer. When they show up and their $50,000 pontoon won't start on Saturday morning, they call the marine dealer and beg them to come fix this. Okay? They are on a first name basis with them. They walk in that store and they know them personally. All right. So, what am I going to do? I want to target lake homes that are luxury homes. I got 9 agents in that region, in that market. I go and buy a $17,000 jet ski trailer and a dock lift for $17,500. And I tell this marine dealer, you're going to be the hero who gives it away. And I did a life-size cutout of two women in bikinis holding a QR code, and under it was the logo of the marine dealer. And I said, win this jet ski. And you hit that thing with your phone, and it brought you to an entry page, said, name, email, phone. Are you looking to buy or sell a home in the next 6 months? Would you like to know what your home's worth in today's market? Had a picture of the jet ski on it, had a picture of the dock, had the marine dealer's logo, all that. Okay. Now, we were able to cull what we do out of this. We had over 250 requests for a CMA to know what their home's worth in today's market. And when my 9 agents were going through those every day, and every day they do 5 or 6 of them, each one of them, they would figure out if this is a $250,000 home, not interested. We're not going to pursue that. We're looking for the $1 million plus homes, and those are the ones we're going to follow up on the CMAs. We're going to follow everybody up who indicates that they want to buy or sell. All right. And we did that. 9 agents. And we gleaned 17 transactions out of this funnel that averaged the sell buy cost of each transaction averaged $1.24 million. 17 homes. A couple of them were $2 million homes. A couple of them were $700,000 homes, but it averaged $1.25 million on 17 transactions. We made with 9 agents $635,000 in commissions in 45 days. $635,000, not in sales, in commissions off of 17 transactions. I could have bought 50 of those jet skis and still made money. I'm just showing you how big you can make this and how small you can do it. From a $250 partnership with a flower boutique to a $17,000 partnership with a marine dealer, this system is aimable. If I had an agent, I'm not here to stereotype anything. I just want to display to you how aimable it is. If I had an agent that maybe English was their second language, maybe their first language was Vietnamese, and they wanted to tap into that Vietnamese culture and be the man, the one who they all used for transactions, I'm going to find the local Vietnamese market or grocery store that they all go to. And I'm going to buy a $500 gift certificate and I'm going to give it away. And we're going to get on the Facebook of that Vietnamese marketplace and let them be the heroes and give it away. And that agent is going to be able to call these people and speak in their language to them, and he's going to murder it. Okay? You can aim this system. I don't care what sector you want to label it as, you can do it. Expensive homes, first-time home buyers. Military, partner with a business that's on a base or next to a base. You'll have a higher military. If that's your sector or your niche, you can fill your CRM with leads of military people by choosing who you partner with and support as a business. It's that aimable. Now, I'm going to end this with how do I target these businesses? How do I pick them out? First of all, after I had set 4 campaigns in place in 4 months, I didn't go groveling and asking for businesses to do this. They all came to me because every month when I put my email out, and I offer all the templates for that too on how to do that. But every month when I put an email out saying, here's who we helped last month, congratulations, here's our winner, yada, yada, yada. Here's the local business we're helping this month. Josephine's a master gardener and she owns Josephine's Floral. She loves helping people. She has a heart for helping people on their special day when they get married. She has a high degree of empathy to help people through funeral services and whatnot with flower arrangements. There is nobody better in this business than Josephine. Her kids go to so and so high school. Her son is on the varsity football team. Her daughter plays softball. She loves going to the sporting events. Every Saturday from 8 to 1, you'll find her at the farmer's market at the Falls Park because she's a master gardener who loves to grow fruits and vegetables, and you can come buy them from her. I have now changed Josephine's. It's not a sign on a brick building anymore. This is a person. Their kids go to school with your kids. You want to support her business right now. I turn you into her fan. And then in that email, I say, here's the link to her Facebook page. All, all of you go over and like her Facebook page. And let me tell you something. After you've done 4 campaigns, you start getting 10,000 people in your email or in your CRM. You can walk into a business and turn them from 3,000 Facebook followers to 5,000 Facebook followers in a day. Okay? We are empowering these local businesses because we're planting the trees to help the business. Everybody who comes and feeds at the tree falls into my lead bucket. That's how this works. If you didn't have a true empathy, a genuine want to help local businesses, you can't do this. It won't work. But after 4 campaigns, I've got 30 businesses lined up outside my door to be the next one I partner with. Now that it's been 8 years and I'm doing this in 2 different markets and I've done over 120 campaigns, I've got over 100 businesses to choose from. I don't have to grovel for anybody to come partner with me. They all want to do it. Okay? And how that works is if you're a solo agent and you want to get a team put together, 4 or 5 agents, they don't deal with setting the system. You do. You set the system. You deal with the businesses. They come in, my agents come in every morning, okay? Pour the cup of coffee, turn the computer on, boop. Last night, 111 new people fell into your CRM who entered this contest. 7 of them want to know what their home's worth. You got 7 CMAs to do today. 3 of them said they'd like to buy or sell in the next 6 months. You got 3 people to try to set listing appointments for. Every day they come in with over 100 new CRM entries. Sometimes it's only 40 CRM entries, and there's only 3 CMAs to do, and 1 person saying they want to buy or sell. That's a slow day, okay? But that's also a couple $1,000 day with Zillow. That's what you're going to pay them for. And let me tell you something, even when you buy a Zillow lead or any other lead pimp, when you buy one of their leads and they match you up with somebody, when you call them, guess what? You're still a cold call. Because you start out saying, I'm Jeff Harding with Northern Home Real Estate. You know what they say? Who? They don't know who you are. They aren't connected to you. They don't know you. They don't feel you. That's not the case with the system. Everybody we call on behalf of these businesses love those businesses. They're raving fans of those businesses. And so when you call and say, I'm calling you on behalf of so-and-so, they're like, ooh, Door wide open. Come on in. Sit on the couch. Put your feet up. Here's some popcorn. I'll tell you my life story. Because you're not a stranger at that point. I'm not groveling for somebody's time. Okay. So we're looking for non franchise, locally owned businesses with great reviews. Okay. I want to read their reviews. I don't want somebody who's got a D minus Better Business Bureau rating. I want somebody that people love. Establish social media presence. They've got to have some people following them on Facebook, and they've got to be active. If I find a business where the owner hasn't posted in 6 months on their Facebook thing, I don't want to partner with them because I need them to post every day or every other day for this contest to work. And I can even do that for them. Make me an admin. I'll post on every day for you. And when the contest is over, you can remove me. I have a lot of businesses do that. But no one on my agents, none of my team members deal with these businesses. This just looks like the lead fairy showed up overnight to them. And they have the scripts. When they see Bob Smith said he wants to buy or sell a home, here's the contest he entered. He entered the contest with Sun and Fun Specialty Sports. We're giving away 2 kayaks with that contest. So they know which contest it was this lead came from. They know what business he is familiar with and entered through. So when I call them and say, hey, Bob, this is Jeremy Reese. Just calling you on behalf of Sun and Fun Specialty Sports. Wanted to thank you for entering our kayak giveaway. I was talking to Jay, our owner, and he said, make sure you thank him on my behalf for supporting my local business. And I just wanted you to know you are appreciated for doing that. And he's like, oh man, I love Sun and Fun Specialty Sports. Those kayaks are so nice when we were in there. My wife loved that pink and white one. I really hope we win those. And I'm like, yeah, somebody's got to win them. I hope you do too. I noticed you said you're looking to buy or sell a home. And I also own Northern Home Real Estate. Wanted to ask you, what's spurring the want to buy or sell? And I'm not a stranger. I'm not a cold caller. I've never made a cold call in the last 8 years since I started this system, and none of my agents do either. My agents never cold call, and they come in to prospects every day at a fraction of the cost anybody would buy these leads from a lead pimp like Zillow or somebody else. So I offer this in a 3-hour webinar. This is kind of the condensed version of it. I went over enough for you to get it, how it works, okay? I teach the lead gen system. I do the training. I teach you the technical implementation of the subscriptions for all the different services you can design entrance pages for contests on, how to tie them to your CRM, whether you're using KV Core, Geeks, whatever. I'm going to show you how to set that up and make it work, okay? I'm also going to give you all the scripts you need to talk to the business owners and how to get them on board, the email scripts and the email templates of how to thank everyone from last month, how to thank them for next month, yada, yada. I also put in those emails, hey, don't forget this weekend's Jazz Fest. Friday night's headliner is Los Lobos. Saturday night is ZZ Top. There's free parking at the soccer fields next door to Yankton Trail Park. I also say, don't forget, we've got the farmers market going at Falls Park every Saturday this summer from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Local owners, producers, if you love organic fruits and vegetables, you don't want to miss out. We've got local food trucks and live music there also. I'm telling about all the cool stuff going on. I'm giving them a free shot at winning a contest every time they get an email. Nobody unsubscribes from my emails. And just to give you a glimpse, with my 17 agents, after 8 years, we have 135,000 people in my CRM. And every time somebody enters a contest, they drop in roulette style amongst my agents. One person enters the contest, they go to my agent one. The next person that enters goes to agent two. So roulette style, it just goes through them, but they all go into mine. Okay. So when one of them sells, a deal based on a lead that I generated, I take 20% of that deal. And I'm selling my firms this year to my agents, and I'm backing out of residential real estate and getting more into development. But you know what I'm still going to do? I'm still going to set these systems and I'm going to load their CRMs with leads every month. And every time they sell something, if it's a person that's in my CRM, they're paying me 20% of that deal every time. I have developed a sustainable, infinite exit strategy from real estate, and you can too. You start using this system and go from a solo agent or a small broker owner or a team leader, and you grow your team, you feed them the leads, you take a percentage, and you exit out of listing yourself. You're just working the system. 2 hours a day for 2 days a week. I can bait these funnels, set up the next business outside my door, and get it all set up. I don't even work a full day a week anymore. Setting these systems to feed 17 agents more leads than they can keep up with. I teach all of this for $149 in a 3 hour webinar. I will teach it to you in detail, give you all the scripts. I'm also going to do post webinar support because I got a closed group of everybody who's done the class and taken the webinar. It's small now, but we're growing it. That when you're done, you're in this closed group with all these other solo agents, broker owners, team leaders, and everybody's posting their campaigns they did. Last month, I partnered with this business. Here's a screenshot of my entry page. You see their logo, you see the questions they're asking. Then they'll say, here's how much I spent to bait the funnel. Here's what we bought from the business to bait it with. Um, Here's how many people that followed them on Facebook before we started. Here's how many were we started, after we ended. We ran it for 30 days. Um, Here's how many agents I had working for me. Here's how many entries we had, how many CMA requests we had, how many people indicated they're looking to buy or sell. And you can come back after 60 days and say, since that 2 months ago, we've closed 8 transactions from that deal, and you can update that. But all of us can be looking at what each other's doing with these systems and say, ooh, I never thought about partnering with a business like that. Or my friend owns a business like that. Or I like how they ask that question. Or we're given technical advice. I don't know who you're using for an entry company, but I started using these guys, and it's so much easier to design the entry page, and it ties right into my KV Core CRM, yada, yada, yada. We can make each other better at this, but not teach the world how to do it. You don't want 5 other brokers in your market doing this. You don't want to compete against it. You want to pay the 149, you want to learn how to do it, you want to implement it, you want to get in a closed group of people who are doing it around the country, and you want to make each other better. You don't want to compete against this. So for 149 bucks, I'm going to tell you right now, you set the system up once. All I need to do is one transaction from each time I set up a system, and I've won, right? I've never not in 120 some campaigns, I've never not sold one home from it. It's always multiple transactions from it. So if you pay me 149 bucks and you set up the system in 90 days, if you don't have a sale, let me know. Because I'm either giving you 149 bucks back or I'm figuring out what you did wrong and we're going to fix it. Because you're doing something wrong at that point. This system works. It is the most effective lead generation system in our industry. And for 8 years, I didn't teach it to anybody. But now that I'm selling my firms and setting the systems up to keep my agents fed with leads, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. And I'm going to teach it to certain people who are in a position to where they can digest it. They have a true, genuine want to help local businesses. You have to have that in order for this to work. That comes first. That is the main objective, to make local businesses stronger. And in doing that, you convert their fans to your fans, not just in rhetoric or saying that, but you brand them by identifying who's buying and selling in the next 6 months. The system works. Pop on mainstreetleadgen.com and read more about the system there. If you go to the last page where it says contact us, you can click that, and there's a Zoom link there. That when you click the Zoom link, it shows every Tuesday and Thursday I offer this 3-hour webinar. You can pick the one that you works with your schedule. It'll bring you into a payment portal. You pay the $149. You reserve your spot in the class. I limit class sizes to 5 people because I want to teach it to in a way that you can digest it. I want to know if you're a solo agent, if you're a team leader, if you're a broker owner, where you're at, what kind of market you're in, what niche you've established so far, if you have. I don't want 25 people in the class. I don't know what you need it to hear in how to do this. But with 5 people, that's enough to where I can figure out, if I don't have more than 5 people, exactly how what you need to learn from this to make it work for you. So $149, reserve your class today. I look forward to having you, and I guarantee you, you will not regret it. Will not regret it. But thanks so much. You guys have a great rest of your week, and look forward to seeing you show up and get registered for a class.